Hi, welcome to Snacks and Stacks. This is Cindy. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to talk about Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I think this is going to be my favorite book this year. It's going to be really hard to beat it. Really hard. Because it has a lot of things that I love inside this book. And it also feels like it's speaking to me as a creative professional. I don't know how any other book is going to beat it. Is it a perfect book? It is not. There's definitely points of it or things in it that I wish were done a little differently, but my gosh, does it hug on every heartstring I have for the things that I love. Let me tell you a little bit about it and then tell you all the things that I love that it kind of like makes me so happy, and then try to keep this as non-spoilery as possible because I just want to have more people read this book. So Yumi and the Nightmare Painter is a fantasy YA feeling story. It revolves mostly around two characters. We have Yumi, who was basically chosen at birth to become sort of like a medium to the spirits, and she has perfected this art of stacking rocks in order to call upon spirits to help the villages that she travels to. Now, she has a very strict lifestyle because of this. She is routinely doing the same things over and over again. She has like maidens that help her, like they feed her, they bathe her, because her only focus is this art form. It is to learn how to stack rocks and to stack them in a pattern so that the spirits feel so compelled that they will come and help the villages. Then we have Painter, who lives somewhere else and feels like a more high-tech world, and his job is also very important for his community. What he is a nightmare painter. In his world there are also like spirit-like things, shadows that can basically feast upon people while they are dreaming and having nightmares, and it is said that if these shadows get enough juice, they will then become stable and they can destroy communities. And there's a story of a whole city that was destroyed because so many of them came about and basically just rampaged and killed everybody, right? So it's very scary, and his job is to go out and paint what it kind of looks like, but into an object that is not scary. So they're always told not to paint it into a human because humans can kill you. And so Painter, what he has done is he has figured out that everything can be bamboo, and that's what he paints. This is going to be a teeny tiny spoiler, but I think it's important. Painter, in contrast to Yumi, who is perfecting her craft, Painter feels like he's almost given up. He knows his job is important, but he's sick of people kind of like blaming him for these things, and he's sick of people looking at him a certain way because, yeah, they're grateful that he's going around and helping by painting these, things out of the picture, but also he's a reminder of these bad things that come and like feed on you. So he's kind of like sick of it, and that's why he paints bamboo, because he doesn't want to put more effort than he feels is worth into it. So we have these two different kind of creatives. We have two people from two different feeling places and times, and somehow their paths cross, and in a way they have to learn what the other does. We follow this journey. So here are the things that I love that this book has all the vibes of. I love anime and like folklore type of stories. This has that. I love like falling in love. This has that. One of the inspirations for this book that Brandon Sanderson mentions in the back is the movie Your Name, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And it just has like very sweet sentiments in there. It also has a noodle shop, which I love. I know it's very random, but it's such a good book. It has so many things that I really enjoy. It even has a scene where she's like shopping and just buying an outfit, like just two girls bonding, like friendship. And I know some people in the comments and the reviews hated that scene, but I love it. I think it's so nice. It's kind of slice of life. It feels like, you know, like this is really happening. So I love it. And it has a very good twist on the tropes that we are seeing. I would say the twist or the ending was a bit predictable. The only thing I liked but didn't love was the narrator. We have Hoyt again as the narrator, who was the narrator in Tress, which is another book that I really, really loved this year. But I almost felt like it was a strange choice given the position that he's in this book. I do feel like I miss some of the cool stuff or mentions of things because I don't read a lot of the Cosmere and I've only read Mistborn, so I might not know who some of these people are, but yeah. I mentioned all the little things that I loved about the book, and then I mentioned some things that weren't my favorite about the book, but here is the part that I think deals with me more than probably a lot of my friends, is that this is a book that is for creatives, because creative professionals, because I truly think we are either Painter or Yumi. At one point we were all Yumi. We were all trying our hardest to become fantastic and masters of something, but because we do have to worry about how we eat and live and breathe, and she doesn't have to worry about those things, she was able to perfect it. Whereas Painter, he has to worry about real world problems and just real world stupid shit. I can't say what it is because it's a spoiler, and he basically gives up, which is me. I relate to Painter in this book so much. You probably thought I was gonna say I relate to Yumi, but I don't. When I heard, because I was listening to this book and reading it when I wasn't working, like that's how much I liked the book. I got it both on ebook and, well, I got it on ebook because that was the only way I could see the illustrations. So in the audiobook, they are describing these illustrations, and I was going to go out and buy the book, but the book you can buy from the store doesn't have these illustrations. So you can either look at them online or you can get the ebook, so then the illustrations are in the right spot. So I borrowed from the library the ebook and the audiobook so that I can see the pictures, which are beautiful. The pictures are gorgeous. I went on a rant, I'm sorry. But yes, when Painter talks about how, well, I figured out that everything can just be bamboo, I felt seen. I felt like this is very true. Like, how many of us are like, yeah, this works, this is gonna get me paid, and you know, me doing this booktube stuff, this is very much out of the ordinary for me, because I'm actually more of just like when I'm a designer at work, I do some animation and things, but this, making videos, recording myself speak a ton and trying to like write down my thoughts, like that's very different for me. This is what I've been doing to try to push myself to be more creative. But like for a long time, I'm very much like Painter. Even when I'm doing some of these videos, it'll be so much easier if I just record myself, trim it, run with it. And sometimes even when you try to be creative, like I did a whole new design system for my wrap-ups. I think it's very cool. I was like all about it. No one watched it. Very little people watches, but that's fine. I still felt very cool about my new wrap-up design and look. But the truth is, I am dog sitting and he just stuffed his little snout through. Hello! 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 We'll have to tell your mommy you made a guest appearance. Yes, we are. Please don't rip it. Okay. Can you sit? Okay, cool. Just hang out right there. I felt seen by Painter and how he feels about his job. Go ahead. Because even though he loves his job, he's feeling redundant about it. Yeah, I think I went on a rant and then got distracted by a snoot. So I don't know. Have I convinced you that this is the perfect book yet? I know that this is not going to be the perfect book for everybody, but it is so good. I kind of like got emotional near the end. I almost cried. And yeah, it was just so good. If you read Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, let's talk about it. I want to talk about it so bad, but no one in my life that reads has read it. It's just so good. It's so good and it's so cute. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for watching. Happy reading, happy snacking, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.